The Livestream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
Classic TV Funhouse with Dave Sunstrom.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm looking for someone to say, yes, we can hear you. Let me take a look. Yes, all right. I got a new microphone, and this is the first time I've live streamed since using the new microphone, and it was still set up for the old microphone. Wow. Man, oh man. So, I said a lot of stuff. I don't think I want to repeat myself, but I'm going to anyway, because I'll probably end up editing this thing. But welcome to another episode of uh, Classic TV Funhouse. My name's Dave Sundstrom, and hopefully now that we have sound, everybody will want to hang out for maybe, I don't know, the next 45 minutes or so. We'll take a walk down memory lane and remember some of those great TV shows from decades gone by. I said hello to channel member Lance Chaffin, channel member Angela McArdle, channel member, let's see, Paul Frees Gambit. I said hello to Kenneth Wilkinson as well. I talked about how wonderful Angela is for being a channel member for over 2 years, really closer to 3 years when you count Patreon. And I thanked Angela from the bottom of my heart for your super chat. Thank you so much. Uncle Paul, I talked about how excited I was to watch your Soupy Sales video. I haven't watched that one yet. I can't wait to watch it. And let's see, Lila Marabella, welcome. Let's see, Ward Arcade says, can any lip readers help us out? Well, I was going to figure it out eventually. Let's see. C. Jones is here. Hello, buddy. Good to have you with us. Channel member Dan says Dave is muted, or better said, Dave was muted. Let's see. Okay. Look, Adrian James, welcome to the live stream. Bigelow.65, welcome. Good to have you here. Karen Lester, hey, great. Ward Arcade says your silent opening beat the Zoom staff meetings. Well, there you go. Philip Cockram, welcome to the live stream. Thanks, Uncle Paul. Channel member John Collins says hello. Hey, you missed the excitement up front where I apparently don't know how to set up a microphone. Barry King, welcome. Good to have you with us today, and I will be getting back to you shortly on our next collaborative effort. Let's see. Angela, channel member Angela McArdle says, love taking a break from my online class. All right, I think I've said hello to everybody. If I've missed anyone, my sincere apologies. But what we're going to do is we're going to get started. The first segment of the Classic TV Funhouse today will be dedicated to Leave It to Beaver. We'll have a Batman segment, a Happy Days segment, a Land of the Lost segment. You know, the good stuff, right? And Lance is asking when the next live stream is going to be. Well, I don't have one planned yet. Possibly next Monday, but I haven't got it prepared or planned, so we'll just have to see. But in the meantime, we have the current live stream. And this one is going to, for the next few minutes, be all about Leave It to Beaver. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me today. It's a treat to be here with you. I'm going to go teach in a couple of hours, but really nice that I have a little bit of time free to hang out with all of you. So with that said, let's learn a little bit about the rumors of Jerry Mather's passing. What was that all about?
Can you imagine getting news that someone you loved had died only to discover that it wasn't true? Well, that's exactly what happened way back in 1968, when for a brief moment, fans of the TV show Leave It to Beaver got news that Jerry Mathers had been killed in action in Vietnam. Perhaps the best account of that particular moment came from journalist Stephen Talbot, who, when he was a child, starred opposite Jerry on television as the Beaver's best friend Gilbert. He said the news stopped him cold. He didn't want to believe it, but there had been so many deaths, assassinations, and shocking events over the past few years that it seemed entirely possible. Stephen, pictured here on the right with his then-girlfriend, had been in touch with Jerry on and off since their days on that classic TV show. But back in 1968, it had been more off than on in recent years. Even Tony Dow had heard the bad news, which resulted in him, being the kind and gracious person that he was, sending flowers to Jerry's parents. And actress Shelley Winters announced that the Beaver had passed to the entire world on Johnny Carson. Yep, it definitely seemed like Jerry Mathers had gone on to meet his maker. The only thing was, he really hadn't. Fans of Leave It to Beaver know that Jerry is still with us even today. With Tony Dow's passing last year, he is the only remaining member of the Cleaver family still with us, and among just a very few cast members that still remain. including journalist Stephen Talbot, thank heavens. After the rumors of Jerry's death, it seemed like he spent the next few years just trying to remind folks that he was alive and trying to understand how this rumor had started in the first place. Those who have looked into the rumor have concluded that it all started here with the combat death of Sergeant Stephen Mathers on October 26, 1968. There is speculation that a couple of news organizations saw this and just for a few hours believed that Stephen was the actor who played the Beaver on TV. Thousands of American soldiers died during the Vietnam conflict. As you all know, I don't delve into politics on this channel, but let me just say that I am thankful to anyone who has served in any of the branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. I truly appreciate the sacrifices that each person has courageously made. As long as I'm acknowledging things, I should also mention that I first got the inspiration for this video from the January 2023 issue of Retro Fan magazine, which includes a great article about Leave It to Beaver with contributions from both Jerry Mathers and the late Tony Dow. It was there that I found this little article about the rumors of Jerry's death. Leave It to Beaver seemed to have its fair share of urban myths, if I recall, including one about Ken Osmond, the actor who played Eddie Haskell, actually being Alice Cooper. That one's not true either, folks.
Eddie was the boy next door. He had such a pleasant smile. Eddie always said, yes sir, yes ma'am. He was such a perfect child. But behind those eyes he hid the truth so very, very well. Eddie was sweet on the outside, but inside he was raising hell. Now he's wearing in chains and leather. He's Alice on stage. The master of chaos, he channels his inner rage. It's such a shocking change. It's really quite a sight. From Haskell to Cooper, he's gonna rock all through the night. See him on the screen, the lad was so polite, but behind their backs, Eddie was quite the sight. Rock and roll was where young Eddie came alive, traded innocence for mayhem, rocking black and white. Now he's wearing chains and leather. He's Alice on stage, the master of chaos. He channels his inner rage. It's such a shocking change. It's really quite a sight. From Haskell to Cooper, he's gonna rock all through the night. Behind the perfect mask, rebellion grew and grew. Finally, after all the lies, the world now sees the truth. He's wearing chains and leather. He's Alice on stage, the master of chaos. He channels his inner rage. It's such a shocking change. It's really quite a sight. From Haskell to Cooper, he's gonna rock all through the night. He's wearing chains and leather. He's Alice on stage, the master of chaos. He channels his inner rage. It's such a shocking change. It's really quite a sight. From Haskell to Cooper, he's gonna rock all through the night. From Haskell to Cooper, he's gonna rock all through the night. From Haskell to Cooper, he's gonna rock all through the night.
We'll return after these messages.
Rock and roll is okay, but I prefer rap.
Awesome.
Wait a second. Shady Acres was supposed to get the Coke, and the frat house was supposed to get the Pepsi.
Coke, Pepsi, what's the difference?
I-24. This is radical.
The magic is back.
What magic?
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 2.
Now we're going.
On video cassette.
And man, the magic is lethal.
Lethal Weapon 2 for sale at stores everywhere.
You got your TV, your stereo system, your junk food, and every dirty magazine a guy could wish for.
Give me the money.
Now!
Now, Doogie Howser, MD, then.
7 a.m. tomorrow.
The early bird gets Marty.
I smell waffle.
Anything but love next Wednesday.
Okay, the record for holding out against a Big Mac attack is 13 seconds. Can you beat that? Bring on the Mac. Okay, go. 2 all-beef patties.
Nice and soft.
Breaking it down. Well... Oh, man, if you waited a half second, you'd have broken the record.
Hey, you can't eat a record.
I heard.
Now, get a Big Mac sandwich for just 99 cents after 4 p.m. Satisfy your Big Mac attack with 99-cent Big Macs after 4 p.m.
Turner is neat. Hooch is not. Now they're roommates.
No, not the car!
And it's a smash hit. Tom Hanks is downright funny. Turner and Hooch, rated PG from Touchstone Home Video. More movies, more nights, more fun.
What a difference!
This week on the ABC Saturday Mystery, it's Bert and Lonnie together.
Let's look at this something.
I hope I have it.
You got it all right.
But can he protect the family jewels from this tempting thief?
I think I've been looking for you all my life.
BL Stryker after Mission Impossible, Saturday.
My poor brother Tom, every time he tried to see what he was missing, he would miss what he was seeing. Then Tom got this amazing Magnavox TV that lets him watch one show while he checks out all the others on this remarkable little window.
Hey, that's a smart window, Dick.
That's what they call it, Tom.
They call it Tom?
No. They call it Smart Window, Tom.
I don't know. I kind of like Tom. Magnavox. Smart choice. Very smart.
Hey, highlighting just a few comments from that last segment on Leave It to Beaver. Channel member Palfrey's Gambit says, what did Ward do for a living? And Ward Arcade, to Palfrey's Gambit, said, they never said, but Ward deserved hardship pay for having to work with Fred Rutherford. Very true. Great Richard Deacon played Fred Rutherford. Awesome actor and a fun character on Leave It to Beaver for sure. Ward Arcade says, ironic that Mr. Mathers is the last survivor. From the core central cast, yes, but there are a couple of actors like the girl, Jerry, what was her name? The Tattletale girl that just tortured Beaver. She's still around. Jerry something or other, right? No, that's fake Jan. Anyway, and Stephen Talbot is still around. So let's see what else we have. Channel member Lance Chaffin says, met Tony Dow once. He was a super nice guy. And Ward Arcade says, I've never heard one person say that the late Mr. Dow wasn't every bit as friendly as his character. And channel member Palfrey's Gambit says, hard to imagine that there was more than one Mathers in Vietnam. There were probably a few, even though that is kind of a rare name. Let's see. Channel member Angela McArdle says, Eddie was a brown noser to the adults. He sure was. Boy, was he ever. And Ward Arcade says that one of the good things that came out of the sequel series, out of Still the Beaver, or the new Leave It to Beaver, depending on what you want to call it, was that once June actually called Eddie out for all of his flatteries. Let's see. Don, our channel member Dan, says Mrs. Cleaver never fell for Eddie's crap. That's true. Even though she didn't call him out, she knew what he was all about. And Bigelow.65 says Eddie was always trying to get on the good side of Ward and June. Let's see. Oh, and then that commercial about Lethal Weapon 2. Ward Arcade says, ironic that it's been so long since Lethal Weapon 2 came out that those frat kids may be close to needing a retirement home. Oh, from the first video. Yeah, or from the first commercial. That's a fun Pepsi commercial. I really like that one. Let's see. And yeah, channel member Dan points out that June learned to speak jive in her later years. And channel member Lance Chaffin says, wow, 99-cent Big Macs. Yeah, but I mean, they're really, if we were to do inflation, still cheaper than they are now, that's for sure. Adrian James says Lonnie Anderson was a babe back in the day. She was looking pretty great in that commercial, wasn't she? Channel member Angela McArdle says that was the only time I hated working at McDonald's was in the mid-90s when the Big Macs were 99 cents. Yeah, and good point. Channel member Palfrey's Gambit says that a video rental from Blockbuster was 3 times as much as a Big Mac. And you better return that video on time or it's going to cost you even more. Ward Arcade also says the late Tommy Smothers was something else. He was actually a lot smarter than his character, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Jerry Will, thank you so much. Yes, yes. All right. C. Jones says I was a bit of an Eddie Haskell myself. Well, I think from time to time we all are. We all are. Okay, this next section is going to be on the Land of the Lost, or Land of the Lost, whatever you want to call it. 5 things you didn't know. And I'm going to have to, on the last one, I'm going to have to provide a little bit of an update. And I will when I'm back on the screen in just a bit. But let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling with something about Land of the Lost and Land of the Lost song, some commercials, and then I'll come back and we'll visit some more. When I was 10 years old, Land of the Lost debuted on NBC as a Saturday morning kids show. Produced by the fine folks over at Sid and Marty Krofft Productions, this show was a little different than their previous efforts. This time the stakes were higher, as the Marshall family are transported from our world to another one where prehistoric dangers are around every corner. As a kid, I ate this stuff up. The show ran for 3 seasons, 43 episodes in all, which if you're familiar with any of the other Sid and Marty Krofft shows, that's the equivalent of a show running for 10 years or more. Sid and Marty usually only had their shows run for a single season, or maybe 2 if it was super popular, and then they'd move on to the next project and find ways to repackage the old stuff over and over. Great examples of this are shows like The Bugaloos, Lidsville, and Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. But Land of the Lost definitely deserved a 2nd season and a 3rd season. It was just that popular. Sid and Marty would later include Land of the Lost in their syndicated Krofft Super Show package, and reruns would also find their way back to network television again in the 80s, finding a whole new audience of fans. So now that we've established well enough that Land of the Lost was a pretty cool show, let me take a couple of minutes and share with you 5 things that I didn't know until very recently that you may not know either. Number 1. Although uncredited, Star Trek alumnus David Gerrold, writer of the classic episode The Trouble with Tribbles, was heavily involved in the creation of this show. As a Season 1 story editor, Gerrold, along with Alan Foshko, helped with the development of scripts and helped to flesh out the simple kids show concept that the brothers Sid and Marty Krofft had come up with. In fact, a number of well-respected writers in the science fiction field contributed scripts to the series, including Larry Niven, Theodore Sturgeon, and Ben Bova. And along with Gerrold, a number of other Star Trek people were involved, such as D.C. Fontana and Walter Koenig. Number 2. Hey, that's not Rick Marshall. Yep, Uncle Jack ended up keeping an eye on Will and Holly during Season 3 due to a contract dispute with actor Spencer Milligan. Milligan not only wanted a raise, but he wanted to be compensated for the use of his image on the merchandise being sold to kids everywhere. Instead of addressing Milligan's concerns, the decision was made to send Rick back to Earth and through a series of convoluted events, transport his brother Jack, who had been dutifully searching for the Marshalls, into their alternate reality. Veteran actor Ron Harper, hey, I remember him from the TV version of Planet of the Apes, was brought on board to play Uncle Jack. Number 3, when ABC remade the series in 1991 with a different family, the Porters, the character of the beautiful jungle girl Krista was originally intended to be Holly Marshall, still trapped in this prehistoric reality. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the deal with Kathy Coleman, the actress who played Holly in the original series, never got made, and as a result the character was rewritten to be Krista, a girl who came from 1960s San Francisco and was transported into the Land of the Lost when she was very young. Number 4, that 2009 movie starring Will Ferrell, well, the Krofft brothers aren't that fond of it. I guess that shouldn't be too much of a surprise because most people aren't in love with that movie, and critics absolutely hated it, citing it as a low point in Will Ferrell's career. Still, I didn't mind it. Not a masterpiece, but there were moments that were mildly amusing. And last but not least, at number 5, we've got the Croft brothers, who are hard at work developing a new version of the show for television. This time they promise it is going to be even more serious, and each episode will be an hour long. Boy, I hope they really pull it off. That would be awesome. I also hope that this remake involves the Marshall family, all of them. Rick, Will, and Holly, and what the heck, maybe even Uncle Jack.
I feel like I'm lost in a land that time forgot, and just like Marshall, Will, and Holly, I'm in a perilous spot. It's not that I don't love her, and it's not that I don't care, but I'm certain that I'm gonna die if I don't end this affair. You see, my girlfriend is a sleaze stack, and she's always lurking near, and even though she's sexy, my heart is still filled with fear. With stealthy steps and silent grace, they stalk their prey through time and space. A sleaze stack who's been scorned is a truly chilling scene. If I break my sleaze stack's heart, then she will break me. See, my girlfriend is a sleaze stack, and she's always lurking near. And even though she's sexy, my heart is still filled with fear. There's no escape, nowhere to run. I'm in a deadly grip, and it's kind of fun. Yeah! You see, my girlfriend is a sleaze stack, and she's always looking near. And even though she's sexy, my heart is still filled with fear. You see, my girlfriend is a sleaze stack, and she's always looking near. And even though she's sexy, my heart is still filled with
And now, these messages.
There's more for your life.
Arnie's here, Atari 2, a catalog of all that's new.
There's more for your life at Sears.
In store for you, a Bell phone store, friendly smiles, all the latest bathroom styles.
There's more for your life. In store for your life. There's more for your life.
Wednesday.
There's a shark out there!
Just when you thought it was safe,
She's been kidnapped!
Terry's the bait for a bigger fish.
I want you to kill a man, Colt Seavers.
But you can't keep a good man down.
What are you going to do to me?
It depends on you.
He's the fall guy.
Wednesday on ABC.
There's a new cereal in the neighborhood with O's and ghosts.
Tastes real good! Ghostbusters!
Marshmallow ghosts, fruit-flavored O's. Ghostbusters taste great with milk and juice and toast. A nutritious breakfast with the ghosts.
Ghostbusters!
Fruit-flavored O's.
Ghostbusters!
Marshmallow ghosts.
Ghostbusters!
So what are you gonna crunch?
Ghostbusters!
In class, he's just another face in the crowd. In heaven, the hottest dance club in town. was the main attraction. When the feeling hit them, there was no place hotter than heaven. A night in heaven. Rated R. Starts Friday at a selected theater near you.
The honest beauty of Stephanie Powers.
My makeup has to look as if it's part of me. So my makeup is moisture wear. Make it yours.
1 week from tonight, a motion picture that takes you beyond imagining. The day before.
There's not going to be a war, is there?
The day of.
This is not an exercise. Over 300 missiles inbound now.
The day after. Parental discretion advised.
Lawrence, Kansas. Anybody there? Anybody at all?
The finer things in life. Happily, some are affordable, like Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. Grey Poupon is so fine, it's even made with white wine. Its original French Dijon recipe adds distinctive flavor to beef, pork, and poultry, salad dressing and sauces, and of course, sandwiches. So enjoy one of life's finer pleasures.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
But of course, Grey Poupon. It even has wine.
All right, we are back. Let me go back and take a look at some of the comments about Land of the Lost. Channel member Lance Chaffin says sleeve stacks are creepy. Indeed, they are. And channel member Angela McArdle agrees. Ward Arcade says, I somewhat identified with Enoch. I liked Enoch. Channel member Lance Chaffin says the sound they made was scary. It sure was. And Ken Wilkinson says that he likes the third season of Land of the Lost. It's my least favorite from the original series, but I like it too. See, Ward Arcade says those sleeve stacks and Scarface were slightly more intimidating than all those tribbles. Yeah, they sure were. Channel member Angela McArdle says, I watched reruns of Land of the Lost when I was a kid. So did I. Well, I watched them when they came on 73 or 74? 73, I think. So, or maybe it was 74. Anyway, right around there. That's when it debuted. I was 10 years old. I remember that. Ken Wilkinson says, I have all 3 seasons of Land of the Lost on DVD. Ward Arcade says, but had Krista been Holly, there would have been questions as to what happened to Will and Uncle Jack. Indeed, there would have. And I think that would have been really interesting to have them explore. Did they survive? It's possible. The Land of the Lost is a dangerous place. Channel member Angela McArdle says that film was horrible. Talking about the Will Ferrell 2009 remake, it was different. And I will say it was disappointing for fans of the original TV show, because the thing that was really tough was that Will had been saying that it was going to be, a tribute to Land of the Lost, that they were going to have great special effects and it wasn't going to be silly. And come on, it was very silly. Regarding the girlfriend, my girlfriend is a sleeve stack song. Channel member Angela Cardle says that song cracks me up. Channel member Lance Chaffin says, I've not gotten my October Remind magazine yet. I just got mine today. And channel member Angela McArdle says, for some crazy reason, I picture Weird Al singing My Girlfriend is a Sleeve Stack. Well, that is quite the compliment. Quite the compliment. And then we've got a bunch of comments about the commercials, Sears, and Christmas time. Yeah, I will forever associate Sears with Christmas because of those Christmas catalogs. That was we would sometimes get a J.C. Penney catalog or a Montgomery Ward's catalog, but every year we got the Sears Wish Book. Hey, look at this. We've got channel member Tracy Roth-Myers hanging out, saying late to the party. Well, welcome. We're still going to talk about Happy Days a little bit and then a little bit of Batman to kind of wind things down before I call it a day. So welcome, Tracy. Good to have you here hanging out with us. Hope all is well. And with that said, let's get back to the action here. Like I said, the next segment is going to be all about Happy Days. So hopefully you enjoy this, and I'll be back to visit some more in just a little bit.
Today I'm going to tackle the question, whatever happened to Kathy Silvers, the actress who played Jenny Piccolo on Happy Days? You know, Joni Cunningham's best friend who, for the first handful of seasons, was only spoken about but never seen. But then in 1980, Happy Days' very own version of Mr. Snuffleupagus finally became a reality. That's when Kathy joined the cast of Happy Days, and she quickly became a fan favorite, especially during that Joni and Chachi era. Fun fact, Kathy comes from a Hollywood family. Her father was the famous comedian Phil Silvers, best known for his role as Sergeant Bilko. Phil made an appearance with his daughter on Happy Days in 1981, playing Jenny's father, Roscoe. From everything that I've read, the taping of that particular episode was an absolute delight for both father and daughter, and it turned out to be one of Phil's final on-screen appearances. Growing up in a showbiz family, you would think that Kathy would have been on TV since she was a little girl, but that simply wasn't the case. You see, her parents wanted her to have a normal childhood, even if she had demonstrated a desire to be on stage since she was very young. Kathy was such a ham, in fact, that her family called her Little Phil. Quite frankly, they knew it was just a matter of time. After Happy Days ended, Kathy joined the short-lived TV show Fully Square. And that is a pretty darn good-looking cast. Wait, who's that guy in the bottom left corner there? Oh my goodness. Yep, that's Michael Lembeck, a.k.a. Captain Cool, who was also a cast member on the show. The really, really neat thing about that was that his dad, Harvey, had been a cast member on Sergeant Bilko. In 1988, Kathy took a step back from acting. She married Dr. Alexander Burnett in August of that year, and the couple had 2 children together. They divorced in 1996, and Kathy later married entertainment lawyer David Fulmer in 2001. Together, they had 2 more children and raised a stepchild, building a busy and fulfilling family life. The last couple of things that I remember seeing Kathy on was former SNL cast member Ellen Cleghorn's short-lived TV show from the mid-90s, as well as an appearance on the remake of her dad's old TV show, which starred Steve Martin, Dan Aykroyd, and Chris Rock in 1996. The Internet Movie Database has her final appearance listed as another TV movie, also from 96, called Encino Woman. You know, I didn't see that one. If any of you did, please let me know what you thought of it in the comments section. I think as offers started to slow down a bit, Kathy made a very conscious decision to focus more on her family and pursue her education and business interests. She earned a degree in marketing from American University and started her own business. A dedicated vegan, Kathy now runs a service that delivers organic produce from farmers markets to customers all across Los Angeles County. She also wrote a book in 2007 called Happy Days Healthy Living, where she shares her tips on health and wellness. In 2017, Kathy reunited with her Happy Days cast members to honor and remember Erin Moran at her memorial. Erin passed away that year from cancer at the all-too-young age of 56. At the time, she called the memorial emotional, saying that as cast members, they were both a private and a public family, and that remembering Erin's life had been bittersweet, full of laughter and tears. These days, Kathy is still remembered by Happy Days fans. She sometimes appears at fan conventions where she shares stories from her time on the show and meets fans who grew up watching her. If you want to keep up with what Kathy is up to right now, she has a presence on both Facebook and Instagram, although it really doesn't look like she's posted much on either for the past couple of years. You know, I have to say that I understand. I really do. Social media can be great, but it can also be a real pain in the keister sometimes. Anyway, you may want to check those out if you'd like to see some relatively recent pics of Kathy. From acting to running a business, writing, and promoting healthy living, Kathy has done a little bit of everything.
Remember Chuck? Some say he went off to war without warning. He disappeared, fighting for freedom on a faraway shore. But we'll never know what happened to this jock. I guess the pain is too great because Howard, he won't talk. Howard won't talk. such a shame. He's numb to what happened. He won't even mention his name. So Arthur moved in, and he became like family, just like an older brother for both Richie and Joni. I guess it all made sense. Perhaps Chuck had to go, 'cause you've got to break some eggs when you make a hit TV show. Howard won't talk, and it's really such a shame. He's numb to what happened. He won't even mention his name. Was it nothing more than a plot twist ever so grim? Or did the writers just get tired of him? Howard won't talk, and it's really such a shame. He's numb to what happened. He won't even mention his name. Howard won't talk, and it's really such a shame. He's numb to what happened. He won't even mention his name.
We'll return after these messages.
It's the smiling, shining feeling, the light of a brand new day. And you're the Pepsi generation, you're the spirit of today. There's a feeling deep inside you, a spirit you just can't hide. And with every taste of life that's new, well, that Pepsi spirit shines right through. It's that Pepsi spirit. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in. Catch that Pepsi spirit. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in. It's the love and the laughter, the taste of life the world is after. Catch that Pepsi spirit. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in.
My mind is pouring Cheerios, hurrah, hurrah. She's pouring on the oats for us, hurrah, hurrah.
Every morning as we get dressed, Mom is pouring what we like best.
My family loves their Cheerios, hurrah, hurrah.
Takes lots of oats to make a bowl, hurrah, hurrah.
It makes the mother feel so good to know they're eating what they should.
Cheerios. It takes over 1,000 oats to make every delicious bowl full. Now that's part of this nutritious breakfast.
Scruples, the searing bestseller, is now a CBS movie spectacular starring Lindsay Wagner. She was a secretary until her marriage made her one of the richest widows in the world. Suddenly, she controlled an empire of high fashion and movie making. Her money could buy her anything except the man she wanted most, and it made her a target for blackmail and greed. Gavin MacLeod, Barry Bostwick, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., Connie Stevens, Robert Reed star in Scruples, Monday at 9, 8 Central. It's what can happen when your dreams come true.
This is CBS.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. I used to cut off split ends. Now I help repair them with Wella Balsam shampoo. Because Wella Balsam shampoo's special conditioners protect your hair and help repair split ends. What's more, Wella Balsam shampoo is 100% oil-free, so your hair looks shiny clean, healthy, and beautifully conditioned. Don't cut off split ends. Help repair them with Wella Balsam shampoo. You love your hair.
All right, we're back. Welcome to Tom McCluskey, Danny Staton, and if I see anyone else, I'll make sure to say hello to them as well. Let's see. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says regarding Phil Silvers and his daughter Kathy, just goes to show how TV stars are all connected through other shows. It's definitely, you will notice that many times the stars of your current television shows, their parents were the stars of your parents' TV shows. And there is a generational element to it for sure. Channel member Angela McArdle says, I think her dad, Phil Silvers, would be so proud of his daughter. I would completely agree with you there, Angela. Ward Arcade says, good for Ms. Silvers. It's good that she's helping those who can't easily get nutritious food. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tom McCluskey says, I once delivered pizza to Donna Douglas. And if I remember, Ward says, did Miss Douglas do a loud whistle when you delivered the pizza like Ellie Mae? And Tom said she was nice. $5 tip. Excellent. Ward Arcade also said, but only Mrs. C ever addressed Fonzie as Arthur. And usually when she was mad at him or worried. Regarding Donna Douglas, Ward Arcade says to Tom McCluskey, it's good to hear. I wish she had done more drama since she rocked it in the Twilight Zone's Eye of the Beholder. Great episode. Absolutely great episode. And still on the Donna Douglas topic, Tom McCluskey, a.k.a. the Hungry Jerk, says, I was flabbergasted when she answered the door. Ward Arcade prefers RC Cola. I don't mind it, but I'm a Coke guy, a Diet Coke guy, right? Always have been, always will be. Fountain, though, I've converted to Coke Zero, but not in a can. Weird. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyers asked if that was Tristan Rogers in the Pepsi commercial. I don't think it was. And yes, Elvis had an eye for the beauties, right? He had an eye for the beauties. All right, what else do we got here? Form is Content is here. Welcome. Form is saying hello to Lance. And, saying hello to other folks as well. And Form is Content says, I remember too many of these commercials. Yeah, that's, you know what, though? They are sweet remembrances. As annoying as they were during the 70s and 80s, it is fun to rewatch them now. And quite frankly, so much better than the advertising messages that we get on TV today. All right, this final segment is Batman themed. We're going to do 5 things you didn't know about Julie Newmar, and then I may share a song about Julie that I don't think I've ever shared with you guys. And then I'll be back. So let's do that. Here we go. Julie Newmar's Catwoman isn't as horrible as some of the other nefarious fiends that the dynamic duo face. In fact, Batman likes to think that she's just a little bit misguided. And if only he could reform her, much to Robin's chagrin, she would make the perfect Bat companion. Without any further babbling on my part, let's get going with my 5 reasons why Julie Newmar was the best Catwoman to ever grace either the small or large screen. That's right, folks, you heard me correctly, both small and large screen. I'm not saying that Pfeiffer and Hathaway weren't great, they absolutely were, but they weren't the greatest of all time. As far as I'm concerned, that honor goes to Julie. Reason number 1, Julie was all in. She gave that character everything that she had, so much so that she even went as far as helping to design the Catwoman outfit that she wore on screen. And it was her idea to put the gold belt around her hips because she felt it gave her a curvier look. Reason number 2, the on-screen chemistry between Newmar and West was palpable. Their connection was very real, and they had a deep respect for each other, which could be seen on screen. No scene was too ridiculous for these two. No scene was too over the top. I remember reading a comment on another YouTube video where the person said that the writers and Julie Newmar portrayed Catwoman as a really sweet, shy girl at heart, who at the end of things just desperately wanted Batman to like her, which of course he does. What this does is make her a character that you can sympathize with, even after all of the rotten things that she does. Reason number 3, Julie Newmar had sex appeal. Holy cow, Batman, did this lady know how to entice the Caped Crusader and pretty much every male viewer watching the program. And it wasn't just the outfit, or the bad girl who wanted to be good shtick that she did so well. No, for me, more than anything else, it was the way that she moved. Every single movement of her body sent a message, which should come as no surprise because Julie began dancing at an early age and performed as a prima ballerina with the Los Angeles Opera beginning at the age of 15. Reason number 4 is this. Despite great efforts by both Lee Merriweather and Eartha Kitt, her absence was felt by the fans of the show. A simple Google search will provide the proof. Type in Julie Newmar, and within those results you'll see that more than 50 years later, fans are still asking why she was replaced in both the movie and the third season episodes. In both cases, the standard answer has always been that Julie was busy making movies. But if you think about it, it is kind of odd that the movie that supposedly was getting in the way of Julie's participation during the third season, which was titled McKenna's Gold, also had Burgess Meredith in it. And yet, somehow, Burgess found a way to do both the movie and Batman. I talked earlier about the chemistry that Adam and Julie had while on screen. Well, that chemistry, folks, was because of their lifelong friendship. And that is my 5th and final reason why Julie Newmar was the greatest Catwoman ever.
Eyes like embers with a tale to tell. It seems like all of Gotham is under your spell. You've trapped me in your claws with your shadow dance. It's true that I'm helpless, I never stood a chance. With a sly little smirk and a whip so keen. Oh, Julie, you're the vixen of the screen. Oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie. You moved around the set with a feline grace, and that's when I fell in that tight space. My utility belt, something began to surge. Curious stirrings, I fight the urge with a sly little smirk and a whip so keen. Oh, Julie, you're the vixen of the screen. Oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie. Whispers in the dark, your name I call. In that skin-tight suit, I'll take the fall. Gotham's thief, it's my heart you steal. Julie, oh, how you made the bat's head reel. With a sly little smirk and a whip so keen. Oh, Julie, you're the vixen of the screen. Oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie. Oh, Julie, oh, Julie, oh, Julie. Julie. Oh, Julie. Oh, Julie.
Julie Newmar, one of a kind. Let's see. Channel member Angela McArdle says Julie Newmar was the bomb. Yeah, she was indeed. And channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says that Julie Newmar was a beautiful lady. Very true. Inside and Out, and I shouldn't say was because is. And I think we have some comments about what she's up to these days. But first, let's read Jerry's comment about a show that she was in prior to Batman called My Living Doll, which she co-starred in with Bob Cummings. Great show. I think there's a few episodes on YouTube, or maybe it's Tubi. I've watched a few episodes. I really liked that show, but it fell apart as it went on due to contractual issues, I think with Bob Cummings, if I remember correctly. And Ward Arcade says that Ms. Newmar got all 4 monkeys aflutter. Indeed, she did. Both Julie and Burgess Meredith made appearances on the Monkeys TV show. Ward Arcade says, I would also like to mention that Ms. Newmar has been a dedicated mother to her son, who is autistic and profoundly deaf. Yes, I think you clarified that. Down syndrome is what he has. Down here. Okay, let's see. And Jerry Gillespie says, I also love the movie named after her called To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, starring Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. It starred Patrick Swayze, if I remember correctly. And yes, I do remember that cameo at the end. Great stuff. Ward Arcade says, I wonder why Batman and Catwoman never teamed up to catch any mice. And channel member Angela McArdle says Julie Newmar was the best Catwoman hands down, in my opinion. Ward Arcade says, I still like the late Eartha Kitt, but I have a soft spot for Santa Baby. Yeah, great song. Great song. Jerry Gillespie says he saw Larry Matthews. I told him about you, and he is open for you interviewing him. Okay, well, I'll reach out to him and tell him that you talked to him, and he said he would. So let's see how it goes. And I think I may be caught up. And you know what that means, folks? It means that we are going to wrap this thing up. But I will read channel member John Collins' comment because he hasn't said much during the live stream, and I would hate to miss it. It says, Dave, have you noticed that there are more and more obviously false announcements on Facebook about supposing new movies and shows getting rebooted? Yeah, they just make stuff up. Folks, we have to apply a critical eye to everything that we read and see on the internet, and specifically social media. Everybody is vying for your clicks. They want your eyeballs, and they will say whatever they have to say to get them. So please don't click if you see something that just seems maybe too out there, too fantastical to be true. All right. I think with that, we're going to wrap things up. I'll bring on Fred. But thanks so much. Thanks so much to all of you for hanging out with me today. As channel member Angela McArdle says, have a great rest of your week. And Lance, don't worry. The magazine will come, buddy. It'll come. Mine just came today. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.
Don't be a joker. Click on that little thumbs up icon and give this video a like.
You are special.
Click on that thumbnail cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.